The battlefields of World War II stretched far and wide, encompassing nations both large and small. Amidst the clashes, a young king emerged as a beacon of defiance. This is the story of King Michael I of Romania, a ruler thrust into extraordinary circumstances. Born into a lineage steeped in history, Michael ascended to the throne of Romania at the age of 6. As the shadow of the Third Reich spread across Europe, Romania found itself caught in a web of political intrigue and military pressure. Join us as we delve into the heart of World War II and uncover the remarkable story of King Michael I. In southeastern Europe, nestled between the Carpathian Mountains and the Black Sea, lies Romania. It was here in 1921 that Michael I was born, heir to a royal lineage that had ruled for over a century. His childhood was a world away from the battlefields that would come to define his reign. Surrounded by the splendor of the Romanian court, Michael's early years were marked by privilege and a deep sense of duty to his country. But the winds of change were blowing across Europe, and the idyllic world of Michael's childhood would soon be swept away by the storm of war. The rise of Nazi Germany cast a long shadow over the continent, and as Hitler's ambitions grew, so did the threat to Romania's sovereignty. In 1927, at the age of 6, Michael ascended to the throne following the death of his grandfather, King Ferdinand I. It was a time of great uncertainty and political upheaval. The global depression had gripped Romania, and extremist ideologies were taking root in the fertile ground of economic hardship. The Iron Guard, a fascist movement, gained popularity with its promises of national revival and anti-communist rhetoric. Amidst this turmoil, young Michael became a symbol of stability and continuity for the Romanian people. His image adorned postage stamps and currency, a constant reminder of the monarchy's enduring presence. However, the true power lay in the hands of his father, Carol II, who returned from exile to assume the regency. Romania, with its strategic location and valuable oil fields, became a coveted prize in the struggle for European dominance. As the 1930s drew to a close, the spectre of war loomed large over Europe. The fragile peace established after World War I was crumbling, and the drums of war were beating ever louder. For Romania, the situation was particularly precarious. The country was caught between the expansionist ambitions of Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union. In 1939, the world watched in horror as Hitler unleashed his war machine, invading Poland and plunging Europe into chaos. The delicate balance of power on the continent was shattered, and Romania found itself facing an agonizing choice. Should it side with the Axis powers, led by Germany, or risk the wrath of Stalin's Soviet Union? Carol II, desperate to preserve his throne and his country's independence, attempted to steer a neutral course. But neutrality was a luxury that neither Hitler nor Stalin was willing to tolerate. In June 1940, the Soviet Union issued an ultimatum to Romania, demanding the cession of Bessarabia and northern Bukovina. Faced with overwhelming Soviet military might, Carol II reluctantly agreed to the Soviet demands. The loss of these territories sent shockwaves through Romanian society, and Carol's popularity plummeted. He was seen as having betrayed the nation's interests, and the Iron Guard intensified its propaganda against the king. In September 1940, he appointed General Ion Antonescu, a staunch nationalist and admirer of Hitler, as the new prime minister. Michael, still a teenager, found himself thrust back onto the throne, a pawn in a deadly game of political chess. The early years of World War II saw Romania firmly under the control of the Antonescu regime and allied with Nazi Germany. The Romanian army fought alongside the Wehrmacht in the invasion of the Soviet Union, reclaiming the territories lost to Stalin in 1940. King Michael, though a figurehead, was acutely aware of the devastation the war was inflicting upon his country and its people. As the war progressed, the tide began to turn against the Axis powers. The German army suffered devastating defeats on the Eastern Front. King Michael, witnessing the carnage and sensing the shifting tides of war, recognized the need for a dramatic change in Romania's allegiance. He began to discreetly reach out to the Allied powers, signaling his desire to break free from the Nazi grip. Meanwhile, the Romanian people, weary of war and disillusioned with the Antonescu regime, grew increasingly restless. In August 1944, with the Red Army approaching Romania's borders, King Michael orchestrated a coup d'etat against the Antonescu government. In a secret meeting at the Royal Palace in Bucharest, King Michael, supported by loyal elements of the Romanian military, confronted Antonescu, demanding his resignation and Romania's withdrawal from the Axis. Antonescu, taken aback by the king's defiance, refused. He underestimated the young monarch's resolve. The air crackled with tension in the opulent chambers of the royal palace. The fate of Romania hung in the balance as King Michael, his voice firm despite the gravity of the situation, declared Antonescu under arrest. The coup d'etat was underway. Outside the palace walls, the situation was just as precarious. Loyal Romanian troops and tanks surrounded the building, their allegiance sworn to the king, not the dictator. News of the coup spread like wildfire through Bucharest, igniting a mixture of hope and anxiety in the hearts of its citizens. German forces, caught off guard by the sudden turn of events, scrambled to regain control of the capital. Skirmishes erupted throughout the city as Romanian units clashed with their former allies. The streets of Bucharest, once bustling with life, became a battleground. King Michael, now a true leader in the throes of conflict, addressed his people via radio broadcast. His voice, though youthful, resonated with a newfound authority as he announced Romania's break with the Axis powers and the country's alignment with the Allies. The king's words electrified the nation. Romanian soldiers, many of whom had been fighting under duress alongside the Germans, laid down their arms, welcoming the opportunity to fight for their true king and their homeland. The tide had turned decisively. As bombs rained down upon Bucharest, King Michael and his loyal retinue were forced to seek refuge in the palace's basement shelters. The very heart of Romanian monarchy was under siege, the echoes of explosions a constant reminder of the perilous situation. Yet even in the face of such adversity, King Michael remained resolute. He understood that his actions had placed him and his country on a collision course with one of the most ruthless military machines in history. But he refused to waver. His defiance had ignited a spark of hope in a nation consumed by war, and he would not extinguish it. The Romanian people, inspired by their young king's courage, rose up in support of the coup. Citizens took to the streets, armed with whatever they could find to resist the German forces attempting to reassert control. The fight for Bucharest was fierce and bloody, a testament to the resilience of a people determined to forge their own destiny. After days of intense fighting, the Romanian army, now allied with the rapidly advancing Soviet forces, managed to repel the German counterattack and secure Bucharest. The coup was successful, and Romania had switched sides in the war. King Michael's gamble had paid off, but it came at a heavy price. Romania's decision to join the Allied cause had a significant impact on the course of the war. The country's strategic location and oil resources, now denied to Germany, dealt a serious blow to the Nazi war effort. King Michael's courageous act of defiance in 1944 cemented his place as a true hero of World War II. King Michael I's story is a testament to the power of courage and conviction in the face of overwhelming odds. His decision to defy the Nazis, a decision made at great personal risk, not only altered the course of the war, but also cemented his place as a true national hero. We hope you found this exploration of King Michael I's wartime experience both informative and engaging. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel for more historical content, and sharing this story with others. Your support helps us to continue bringing these captivating stories from the past to life.